What's up, duelists? Yesterday, there was a big fiasco. Yes, there was a situation that happened at the last RBET. Today's video, I'm going to go over some RBET policy changes, and I'm going to go over a very special announcement at the end of the video. So last night and this morning, I got together with a bunch of the previous head judges and TOs with the RBET, and we discussed some things that I think can make the event a lot better and to avoid these types of situations moving forward. For those of you who don't know what happened, I'll just give you like a brief summary. There was a ruling dispute in which the floor judge was appealed and the head judge ruled differently from the floor judge, but the floor judge and the head judge had not communicated, and there was some confusion in the communication as to whether or not the same story was told to both the floor judge and the head judge. I was not there personally. I mean, I was there personally doing commentary, but I wasn't on the floor like judging personally. So we decided to take accountability for the judging side of things and make improvements to the policy so that this type of situation can never happen again. So the first thing we're going to do is if a ruling is appealed, the floor judge will communicate first with the head judge what the situation is. So basically what's going to happen is the floor judge will at least need to communicate once with the head judge before he goes off and does other rulings or answers other calls, so that they are on the same page as to what was told and why the floor judge ruled what the floor judge ruled. So I think that this simple policy change will avoid a lot of similar situations like the one that happened this last weekend. Number two, more clarity on what offenses are bannable. People in the comment section were like, yo, Keegan, you can't just not ban someone because they are your friend. And that they're totally right. They're totally right. And I do think that I was a little emotional on stream, and I apologize for that. And I did say I would have banned anyone. But actually, upon reflection, I probably would not have banned most people in that situation. But I would have needed to find a middle ground between banning them and not banning them because, again, this is a very towing the line area. And so as a way to sort of find a middle ground sort of thing, we've decided to develop a system to track players who do things that aren't technically bannable, but toe the line across multiple RBETs so that we won't have regular offenders. So basically we'll just have a spreadsheet, and if someone does something that turns into a hearsay thing like this, we'll just mark their names on the spreadsheet, and we'll just be like, okay, if this situation happens over and over again, then maybe we need to be a little bit more aggressive with our judgment of the player. And if the situation is just a one-time thing, then maybe we don't need to ban them from these events. So ultimately, my goal for these events obviously is to bring people together and to just everybody has a good time, right? This is like the same goal, and I think everybody who's either watching this video or has participated in RBT or cares about the community wants these two things to happen, right? And I think that immediately jumping to a ban in some cases, I get very hot-headed, so totally understandable that if someone is fucking up my event, I'm going to take it very personally, even if it's just something that's not necessarily bannable, you know what I mean? So I just want to make sure everybody has a good time and that people aren't showing up who are going to make people have a bad time. Unfortunately, when you have prizes as sick as RBET's prizing, people are going to do some things that I personally morally don't agree with, and it's just going to come up, and that's just the reality of the situation. I mean, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. I challenge anyone who says that we have not done a good job to try and manage 6 so far major Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, regional sized Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments with only one issue. It's very difficult. Not to say that there's anything wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh players. I think you're all great people. I just think that it's very difficult to make sure these things go off without a hitch. And we're doing our best, basically. That's it. So hopefully these policy changes help in the future. I just wanted to do a quick video addressing things and sort of just letting you guys know that every party involved was okay with the public statements. Every party involved was on board with us talking about the stuff that happened yesterday. Nobody was I approached everybody in private before talking about it on stream. I also wanted to let people know that I think that neither player has ill will towards the other, and I think that both players understand that these types of mistakes happen, and there are a lot of people going to bat for both sides of this situation, and I just want you guys to understand that both these guys are human beings, and just try to have a little bit, try to have a little bit of empathy for the other person involved. I think that will go a long way, honestly. And I think that that's what we're trying to do right now with this situation, because we are not perfect either. Our policy was not perfect before this event. My RBT policy has not been perfect for judging, and it probably never will be. I mean, like, judging is a very human thing, and there's no such thing as like a perfect judging policy and like making sure things go perfectly. So with withholding judgment on the specific players and withholding my personal feelings, this is what we're going to do to make sure the RBETs are cool moving forward and are still fun and are still a place where everybody can come to have a good time, and a place that can bring people together. And both of these players expressed saying like these events are important to us, and both of these players also said that the events are more important than winning. So obviously, like, you know, let's just focus on moving forward from this event with some improved policy, and yeah, that's the vibes. Anyway, on to the special announcement. I was also up last night speaking to a couple of people that we talked to on stream, launching E3 Yu-Gi-Oh! En Español, aka E3 Yu-Gi-Oh! In Spanish. I made a little channel trailer with my terrible Spanish. You guys can go listen to me speak Spanish there. But basically, the goal is we are going to have, hopefully, native-speaking Spanish speakers or people who are very fluent in Spanish recast and commentate the RBETs, so that people who are native Spanish speakers can get access to the Edison format tournaments. I know a lot of people speak Spanish, also like to play Edison format, like to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And so hopefully this will expand the coverage and be a good thing to bring more people together, because once again, I just want to bring people together, and that's the point of the RBETs. And I wanted to discuss the ruling thing with transparency, and I'm not perfect, and people are not perfect, and we're going to do our best to make the most of the situation, and I hope people can understand that and try to empathize and try to sit in our shoes and see what they would do. Both players involved are my friends, and both players involved we've had many conversations with beforehand, and later this week I will be discussing it more after it's had some time to like sort of settle, but regular content will be resuming tomorrow. I just wanted to get something out to let you guys know that I'm not just like sitting here being like a fucking asshole about this situation. I actually want to improve the events. I actually want to make sure that this sort of thing doesn't happen again. And so does everyone else involved and everyone else who's putting on these events. So I think this is just one of those learning experience moments, and I hope that these changes are sufficient for you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. I know that there's still going to be some people that are very angry. I have a lot of haters. I get it. It's just, it is what it is. When you're doing something big and you're not perfect, like me, you're going to make a couple mistakes. You're going to say some wrong things. You're going to fuck up a few times. And other people are going to make some mistakes because we're just managing a lot of human beings, because nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it goes. So thank you guys again for all your support on the RBET so far. RBET New York is going to be really sick. It's almost sold out. I believe both of these players are still going to RBET New York. So even the people who this happened to, their experience wasn't ruined that much. They still thought the event was that much of a banger. So yeah, good shit. I will see you guys in the next one. Check the description below for RBET New York signups, and let me know what you guys think. Peace.